the Chicago Bulls. Ayton and Zubac to center court. Blazers win the tip, and Henderson will begin things. Checked immediately by the length of Amir Coffey, who stands 6'7". Murray is crowded by Harden, and off they come on the edge here to Henderson with 10 to shoot. Scoot off the screen, dribble penetration into a hopper, and it rolls in. Chauncey said just that before the game tonight. He's at 5 this year. Up the floor, hesitation, dribble drive. In comes Paul George, almost scores. He takes Ayton right to the rack.
The Clippers can bust your whole defense or your whole offensive scheme, take you out of it, and then force somebody like this to have to make a one-on-one play to reject the screen.
To stay with Coffey, who sends Henderson to his backside. Off it comes to Harden, missed the shot. Zubac the rebound, turns it over 2 guards.
Get out there and challenge that shot. So now Zubac only had smaller guys down there. He won that offensive rebound, but the Blazers get that ball back up the floor.
A little confidence here early against this veteran-laden Los Angeles Clipper team. Harden on the post-up, again using that forearm on the free hand. Bucket's going to count. Blazers up the floor. Henderson into the lane. George anticipates, rips the ball away. We're right to Tamani. And then Ayton scores in that sweet spot of his, 16 feet straight away. Only 6 minutes into the quarter. Henderson caught in the air. Off it comes, right to Coffey. He'll take it right at Simons and score.
That's a good finish from Coffey. Couldn't get
from Boston for a top 55 protected pick in the draft. Here's Harden, hands off to Zubac for the 2-hand jam. But getting back to Banton.
Has he ever?
Ayton, 2-man play to Simons.
Good cut. That's great, Chris.
Yeah, that's super.
That's great. I mean, it looked like preparing to go into defensive rebounding mode. And Chris saw that DA hadn't committed fully to the look. So he made the cut right on time. There goes James Harden.
Here's Murray coming off a screen from Ayton. Zubac right there with him. Good patience, DA gets hammered.
And then they just kept doing it over and over. But it's for stuff like this, Kev. Late in the season, late in March, they're trying to make a real push. And so they don't just want to rely on Kawhi and Paul George or James in the isolation. They want that pick and roll to be on point too. Oh, good drive, man.
And to your point, the Clippers need to make a push. A couple of key games here in Portland as we head into the weekend. As we mentioned, just a half game ahead of New Orleans. Kawhi Leonard getting the scoring going. Simon skips off the dribble, cross-court diagonal. Murray again from the corner. He'll fire and hits his second three-pointer of the night right there in that corner.
To pick up the ball handler and doing a terrific job at keeping that ball in front.
Bones Highland, 5 to shoot, gets rid of it. Here to Leonard, who's hit the last couple, and he knocks down a triple.
In a one-on-one. Oh, good take, Milano.
Van looking off a guy, throws over here to Murray. The opposite side, drills a 3. And here is Murray.
Pressure and fall back into a zone look. It appears that is what they're doing here. PJ Tucker holding Ryan over there with a screen.
Holding, surveying. Tice comes up to screen. Harden gets an open look and drills the 3.
Now, everybody knows you can try to read it and slip it at the right times, but the Clippers are a veteran defensive team where they don't get beat on a lot of that stuff. They're going to force Scoot and these rest of these Blazers to have to make some jump shots.
See what he's got this time as he picks up the ball. Paul George will advance it. Boston, again, working that ball on the deck, leans into a spinner and a finger roll off the window.
Get all the way to the restricted area like that. It's in there.
Henderson recovers out on Harden. Gets a hand up on the closeout. Good close with a crossover and then into the lane to draw contact and swing it outside to George and then retreat to look at a 3. Steps back, arcs a high one up and in. Harden. Well, they've lost the series 3 out of 4 to New Orleans, and they would match up against New Orleans and have a home court advantage if the playoffs began tonight. This is a vitally important game, and Harden is playing like it as he dribbles up the floor. The Zubac screen gets to the right hand, tried a pocket pass, broken up by Tamani, grabbed by Ayton ahead to Delano. Up top, Murray filling the lane, nobody near him for the 2-hand gripper. Ball deflected by George in the backcourt. Simons can go get it. 2 minutes left in the half. Side step for a 3. Nailed it. What an adjustment.
Oh, man. Paul
George picked up by Ayton as they switch out. George leans back and he delivers a triple of his own. What a cast. And comes off the screen set by Ayton, who was held, and by the time he turned, Leonard had it and was up the floor to Coffee for the bucket.
I think DeAndre, good pass from Scoop, good finish from DeAndre.
McDelivery replay. Blazers come off that turnover, and Simon's knocking down a triple off a double screen.
Kawhi went up with the shot, was waved off because it was considered a jump shot rather than a gather into a layup. Had he taken off of 1 foot, gathered that ball and taken off of 1 foot, a little bit more time, but he got it.
Sure did. Acrobatic reverse. Scoop works along the end line, turns outside, gets himself set for a three, and drilled it.
Good shot.
His first three saved by Harden. Takes a seat. Goes to George. Off to Leonard. Extends the ball. Scores on the reach. Ayton clipped him. Blazers give it up. Up the floor. Kawhi again. Straight line drive. Going lefty up and in. That time he shielded that ball from Kamara. 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. At the timeout, the Clippers 6 of 12 shooting from the field. They were getting into the paint. Here's Kawhi with a deflection and then runs it down. Whoa. Loops it up and in with a left hand. A circus shot by Kawhi Leonard. Blazer turnovers in the quarter for 13 points off turnovers.
Yeah, yep. It hasn't been what the trend throughout the season has been from them.
Reminded by Danny Meringue at halftime. Danny always comes over and lectures me on certain things, and I appreciate the knowledge. Danny, very knowledgeable guy. Says, remember, Murray's 40% triggers the three won't go. Westbrook out with surgery on the broken hand. March 4th. Reef into the lane. Lays it up and in. Determined move as he goes right at Tolber's here now, Lamar.
Yeah.
PJ Tucker with it. Out on top to George. Measures the three accurately. Nothing but net. Blue collar guy. Henderson quickly over to Walker. Freezes defense with a pump fake. And then a nice drive to slither in on ice to lay it.
Really nice job.
8 points and 7 rebounds. Blazers giving way to their youth. Outside, it's Henderson triggering a three and knocking it down on a close. Clippers bring it in play along the baseline. Paul George.
Wow, that's a nice move.
Two-hand jam. He's so good down there, Lamar.
Yeah.
They go on to play who? Is it Florida? They go on to play? Here's George stepping outside. Flings a three. Got it. It is. Oh, I'm getting too mixed. Boston surveys. Awkward step. Scoop made it tough for him. The Scoop's way off. Up comes Banton into the light of the glass. Backing him with a right hand. Oh, rubber tight. Repair, Murray, Henderson, Minaya, and Walker. And it's Rupert who drives in deep on Tucker.
Well, guys, recently Chris was asked about how well he's been playing. He gave a ton of credit to the G League, the Rip City Remix, and his time there. He said, you're playing against guys trying to get into the NBA. It's competitive. It's really physical. To the NBA lifestyle still. I've been with both teams, getting used to the patience you need for the NBA. Mentally being right, being able to give my best every day to get better. It's been an adjustment, but it's been...
Murray after it, picks it up, Scoop, scores, two-hand jam. There's Murray again, Lamar. 5 to go fourth quarter. Henderson.
That's good defense.
Backs in.
Better offense.
Oh, boy, that was nice.
Oh, that was good one-on-one play. Boston's defense was...
Plumlee the board, outlet pass, beautiful pass. On a bounce, Highland Blue the lay-in.
That might be Shaq and a fool if they're low on submissions this week.
Banton, a three to counter.
This year, where he gets hot and gets electric, and you know, like a lot of teams, they got that one guy.
Oh, it's blocked easily by Minaya, and grabbed by the Blazers on the advance. Rupert Minaya got popped right in the eye. Rupert the other way for the left-hand flush.
Did not have that breakaway. This will be your big possession right here. This is the one where either you're right or you make it to the show. But Scoop would have had your back.
They may be talking about Kawhi.
Didn't it seem like it?
It seemed like